Hey, it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel too, The Witchy Reader. So, I'm going to be doing the small booktuber tag, which I was tagged by the lovely Hannah from uh Buggy Reads. I almost said her username from Discord. I was like, no, that's not her booktube name. Okay, but um, she is an amazing booktuber and friend, and I'm so glad I've got to I'm so glad I met her and got to know her, and I felt so honored that she tagged me in this. uh she is one of the people I'm buddy reading Harry Potter with, which has been so much fun, and I'm just having a blast. And so yeah, I'm doing it now as well. um I have the questions on my phone. So there's it's a quick little tag, not too many questions, and then there's just tagging people. So number one is introduce yourself. I am Johara Harper. I mostly read fantasy. That's like 98% of what I read. But every so often I do leave fantasy, especially when it has to do with Erin Hunter, my favorite author, despite the fact that she's not fantasy, it's more action adventure. At least that's the way I see it. Um, I have heard it called fantasy, which I guess I can understand, but I always just saw it as action adventure. But I am also a writer. I write YA fantasy because, like I said, fantasy is my jam. But it's I'm a self-published author, all available on Amazon. And it's always queer as well because I am a queer author. I like writing queer characters because why not? um, and I also feel like you don't get enough queer in fantasy, at least not the ones fantasy that I have read. Maybe I just haven't found the right fantasy with a lot of queer, but I have found a few that I absolutely love, and I love writing it because I feel like there should be a lot more queer in fantasy, so that's definitely something I write. So if you like fantasy, YA, and queer, then you should definitely check out my books. I have 2 published series and working on 2 more. Um, so yeah, uh, I'm also a Harry Potter fan, obviously. Uh, and there's my Harry Potter stickers over there and over there. I did just upload a video the other day that shows like all my Harry Potter merchandise, and there is quite a bit. um, but yeah, so I am uh, a huge fan, and I love doing booktube videos. They can be so much fun, and I just love this community. So moving on. Number two, if I can get into my phone. Number two is how long have you been on Booktube? Trying to think. I think it was sometime in 2020, so a couple years. I think it might have been early 2020. I discovered Booktube for the first time in 2019, and like I didn't even know Booktube was a thing. Like just a whole bunch of people talking about books on YouTube. I was like, that can't. When I heard the word Booktube, and I was like, that cannot be a thing. I wanted it to be a thing, but I was like, that cannot be a thing. So I went on YouTube and I typed in Booktube and saw all these Booktubers talk about books. My very first one I ever watched was Clockwork Reader, and I just binged her videos. And she's still one of my favorite booktubers, and she was my very first booktuber. And I was so happy when she uploads. And um, I I just binged so many of her videos, and I love so many of them. And then after I finished binging hers, I started watching other people's and just kept binging and binging and binging and binging. And I became obsessed. And then at that point, I had already made a booktube, or not booktube, but a YouTube channel for TV shows and movies. And I originally had it so I had had one channel for TV shows and movies and books. But then I ended up making this channel, which is just for books. and then I can have my other channel for TV shows and movies so that it can be more organized, and so that people that just want to listen about books can go to this channel. People who just want to listen to TV shows and movies can go to that channel. So yeah, I did that, and I like it better this way. Um, and that's kind of the story of how I became a booktuber. But I just thought it was so much fun, and I just love being a booktuber and talking about books. That's all I ever wanted. And since my family's not much of a reader for the most part. I mean, my sister and mom have gone into reading a tiny bit this past last year. Um, they're still not too big into reading, and so I love talking about books and reading to people who get it, to people who love it just as much as I do. And I met some amazing booktube friends like Hannah. Um, so yeah. So I'm on number 3. Uh, what types of videos do you make? Um, I make all sorts of videos. I don't really do book reviews. I used to, but I was like, they just aren't so fun for me. I have come up with it's kind of like a book review, but not exactly, but it's still, and I'm going to be filming the first video of this new series soon. I keep saying that and I keep pushing it off, but I'm going to do it this week. That much I know. Um, and I'm going to where it's gonna be called underrated highlights, and every video will be like episode 1, episode 2, like that, and each video will be about a different underrated series because I read a lot of underrated series, at least underrated. In my opinion, they're underrated because it's like I never hear anybody talk about them, um, so I consider them underrated, and most of the books I do read are underrated. There are a few that I own or have read that I don't think are underrated. There's Harry Potter, which is obviously popular. Percy Jackson, which I plan on reading soon, finally. Um, and there's the Grishaverse, which is unpopular. And I think what's that one series? I haven't read it yet, but An Ember in the Ashes, which is on my TBR, which I own the books. I just haven't read them yet. That I don't know. I don't hear too much about it, but I have heard it a few times by a few different booktubers. So I don't think it's that underrated. So I might not include that one. But there's plenty. But most of my series I consider underrated because I do not hear anyone talk about them in the book community at all, whether it's BookTube or BookTwitter or Bookstagram. Um, I just never hear anybody talk about it. And I want to talk about them and get awareness out to underrated series because I am big on them. And yeah, so I feel like that would be a lot of fun. I love tag videos. I haven't actually done a tag in a while, except for this one, obviously, which I'm doing now. But that's because I felt like I was saying the same books over and over again, so I decided to take a break from tags until I can read more books and branch out a little bit. Um, I do plan on doing more tags this year, later in the year, which I'm excited for because I love tags. I have created a few tags myself. If you guys want to check them out, I created the Monster High tag, which is probably one of my favorite tags I've ever done slash created because I'm obsessed with Monster High. So I did the Monster High tag, um, and then I did uh let me think the Scary Godmother tag I created because I like Scary Godmother a lot too, which is an underrated movie. Um, I'm pretty sure I made one or two other tags. Oh, I did the Supernatural tag because it was like I literally filmed that like on the day the season finale was supposed to come out. And so I did that in honor for the series ending. So I created the Supernatural tag. Um, so yeah. And there's a lot of other tags I've done, and there's some more I've created, just haven't filmed or uploaded yet, which I do plan on doing soon-ish, which I'm excited for. I love tag videos, and challenges are always fun. I've done the first sentence challenge. I really want to do the guess the plot challenge with someone. If I just can convince someone to do it with me. There's the do you have that book challenge? Do you have that other book challenge? Um, so yeah, challenges are a lot of fun as well. Um, and then yeah, that's all I can really think of at the moment, but those are some of my favorite videos. But I do like doing a lot of videos. Um, I've been getting into vlogs a lot recently, which is something new to me. This year I've been doing a lot of vlogs. I also like doing writing related videos, which I have a few planned where I write videos, cause where I talk about my writing, cause I love writing as well, obviously. Number 5? No, 4. What do you love about Booktube? The community, definitely. I've met some amazing people. Um, the first person in the Booktube community I met would have been Tiffany from Beach Bum Bookworm. She actually reached out to me on Twitter and asked if I wanted to do a live video with her, and at that point I had no idea how to do a live video, but she told me about StreamYard and how simple it is, and I was able to figure it out really easily, which surprised me. And so we did a live together with another Tiffany from Book Skeptic, and we so we started doing lives, and we started inviting other people to do lives. Like we met Lee from Dark Rose Creation, Robin from the Book Wormhole, Jessica from Lady Love Said Reads, and us. We formed this little booktube group where we did live reading sprints constantly. We don't do them as much. I know recently Tiffany from Book Skeptic, Jessica, and I did a live. And those are all great channels. You should definitely follow everyone I mentioned on here. They're all great people, great booktubers. But yeah, so and then I started doing lives, and then Robin and I started doing lives, writing sprints, which we're still doing now. We are doing live writing sprints every Tuesday. It is Monday. It's right now, but we every Tuesday we do a live writing sprint, and we switch channels, so it's a different channel every week. It goes between my channel, Robin's channel, Tabby's channel from TM Cole. She's also a self-published author, and then Robin's obviously a writer, but she hasn't published yet. And then Tiffany has from Book Skeptic has started joining us recently, which has been great. So it's been a lot of fun, and I love the people I've met, and I've made some amazing friends because of um, Booktube and the book community itself, and or writer community, and uh, it's just been amazing. Uh, Becoming friends with these people. Some of these people I definitely consider some of my closest online friends, and I'm so glad I met every one of them, and we still talk, and we still, talk bookish or whatever on our Discord servers or whatever, and we still do lives, and it's just a lot of fun, and I definitely love the booktube community. It's definitely the best community. I also love the writer community as well, like on Twitter and AuthorTube and stuff. That's also been really amazing because I'm on Booktube and AuthorTube and stuff, and it's amazing, and I love it. So number 5, what types of books do you read? I already explained that in the first question. But fantasy, YA, I didn't mention that part, but I read YA just like I write YA, and I do read middle grade too. Especially this month, I'm doing middle grade May, so I've definitely been reading a lot of middle grade. But I do like middle grade anyways. But YA is my favorite age range, with middle grade being second. And adult, I do not like just because I don't like some of the adult content that's in adult. Obviously, I mean, I'm just not. This is just something I'm not into, but I have nothing against it for people that like it. Um, and then there's um, so yeah, it's mostly just fantasy I read for the most part. Like I said, there are a few other. There are a couple other books I want to read that's outside of fantasy. I want to read Final Girls, which is like a horror thriller thing. I want to read a good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is a trilogy, I believe, and it is mystery. I think those are the only non-fantasy books I want to read other than Aaron Hunter's books. But yeah, so uh I'm definitely a fantasy girl. I love magic and especially witches. So if you have witches in your things, then that's something I bet will probably give it. I'll probably try at least at some point give a try because I am obsessed with witches. That's also mostly what I write. Like I was just saying to my mom earlier when I was thinking about all my planned series, I think there's only one that doesn't have witches at all. Um, I mean, one of these stories I'm working on right now has a bunch of different types of monsters, but there's also witches in that. But I do have one series planned that's just about skeletons. Like, there's no witches, there's nothing else, just skeletons. So yeah. Um, but yeah. So fantasy witches definitely my thing. Um, number 6. What's your favorite video you've made? Huh. Favorite video I've made. Well, I know I'm very excited for the underrated series highlights that I'm going to be doing. I'm trying to think. I mean, I've been on here for a couple years, so I've made quite a bit. Trying to think. Well, I loved the Monster High Tag. I did. Um, I'm thinking about redoing it just because, relive it because I loved it so much. Um, Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. My Monster High tag that I had created, because I love Monster High. It is definitely my favorite animated movie um, franchise. I absolutely love Monster High so much, and I love the books as well because they made books. And um, I know I'm co-hosting with Robin and someone else, Claire from Claire D. We host every October the Monster High Readathon, and we've already made the prompts. It's already good to go. We just need to figure out what books we want to read for October for the Monster High Readathon. Um, so if you want to join, you don't even have to like Monster High to join. Like the prompts and everything, yeah, they're Monster High related, but you definitely don't need to even understand Monster High to be able to participate. Um, so you should definitely join if you want. I'll put the Monster High Discord in the description if you guys want to join and have fun with us because it was a lot of fun last year. I read 14 books. That's the most I've ever read in 1 month, and it also is what broke me out of my year-long reading slump, which was amazing and it made me so happy. um, but yeah, so I love Monster High and the Monster High tag. I feel like it was so long ago. I think it was yeah, not last October, but the October before that. That was the first Monster High readathon I did. Cause it's been going on for like 3 years, and if I didn't know about it the first year, so I did it the year after, and I co-hosted that year as well, cause she asked if I wanted to, and I was like, yeah, sure. So and then the year after that, Robin participated, and now she's co-hosting too and helped us with the prompts. So yeah, 2 years ago. So I was still relatively new to YouTube or Booktube tags and everything, and I made the Monster High tag because I love Monster High so much, and I feel like it was so fun. And yeah, so that's probably my favorite video I've ever made. I'll see if I can find it and put it in the description as well. Um, so yeah, moving on. I think that was the last question. Um, yeah, so last one is yeah, so it's just 6 questions and then tag your small booktube tag 4 small booktube channels. Can I speak? No, I cannot. Um, so I chose Tiffany from Book Skeptic, Jessica from Lady Lovestead Reads, Book Shara, and Ebony from Butterflies on My Bookshelf. Um, They're all amazing booktubers and great people, and I love seeing their content. And Tiffany and Jessica, I consider close friends. We talk a lot, um, and I'm so glad I met them, and I cannot wait to see what they come up with for their answers. And I just feel like this is so much fun, and um, I am just so excited to see what they have to say for their answers. And yeah, so this is so that is all. Please like and subscribe and comment your comment if you like fantasy, because why not? Just comment something down below and we'll discuss it in the chats, and I'll talk to you guys later.